Oh my gosh, I'm from Philly. Are you
Hi,
from
John.
Detroit, right?
I am Draper.
That's
I see
right.
Braden. I see some people joining.
That's right. And the one thing I love is the fact that you just remind me of, of the women on my block, of like my cousins. And like, oh, like you just remind me of somebody that I can talk to. And it was so cool to see that representation, that something I can really get down with on television.
Cool. Thank you. I mean, I was authentically myself. I can only be me. I think I did try to come in a little bit and downplay myself, try to just be like, oh, hi, my name's Tiffany. But that only lasted for so long before I
Right.
came out.
That's right. You
What's
know
up,
you very
David?
well. You know that stuff's gonna go out the window at the end of the day.
It
Yeah.
did.
So I have to ask you. I know this is really exciting for you. This moment in time. You're America's favorite player.
Yes. Thank you,
Um,
America.
yes, you well. So
Yes.
congratulations to all the members of the cookout. I can't wait to speak to everyone from the cookout as well.
Yes.
Them all on.
Am I echoing to you?
No, you're fine here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you're perfect.
Okay.
Again, when you walked in that house, you saw people that looked like you. It really was like a head nod moment, because to me, I had that all the time with people that's in my neighborhood. Like, okay, well, I'm at a concert somewhere. I'm like,
Yes, 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 yes. That's like right. Like I see you.
yeah,
We see each other. We
we
see
see
each
each
other.
other.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna set you like that. Okay.
Yeah,
Now I can talk. I can be comfortable now.
now you can be comfortable. There you
Yes.
go. That's right. Oh my gosh, you really are gorgeous. Like,
Ah,
legitimately, you're very.
thank you. Thank
Now,
you.
now have you been home yet? Because I know you've been to LA.
I've been in LA. I'm still working on some things in LA. I told my family before I even came to LA to get on Big Brother, like, hey, I am probably going to stay out there if some things pop off and try to make some things happen. And they were like, do what you got to do. We got it taken care of here.
Yes.
Stay out there, handle your business. So, yeah, I'm out here and my son is on his way. He'll be here tomorrow.
Yes, yes, it's so cool. He made a cool little cameo appearance on Big Brother. Everyone got to see him, which is awesome. And I love what he said about you as well. And I said,
That's my
oh,
heart.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah, he was like, they had to take you out.
It kind of reminded me of like, okay, yeah, I see where he gets it from. That's definitely Tiffany's
That's my son. Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
100% your son. So you've been having fun with the cookout and everyone else at Todrick's place. Now tell me how
Yes.
that experience is going, because that has to be like the best.
It is so dope. Let me tell you, Todrick is amazing. He's got a heart of gold. I really appreciate it. He reminds me a lot of myself, just a giving person, wants to see everybody win, wants to see everybody make it. You get to a point in your life where you have something to give, and what does it matter if we attain these things, but we don't share them. So he's not a selfish person, and neither am I. He opened up his home. He had a party for us that night that we were of the
Yeah, see
finale,
that.
and we weren't even going to do anything because it's COVID, and CBS they did a phenomenal job of making sure that we were all healthy and safe and protected. So they didn't want us to be exposed on their behalf, and I totally understand that. So Tajik was like, well, hey, he planned this whole party, a finale party for us, not even knowing if we were going to come or not, or if the word was
Yeah.
actually even going to get through to us. But it was dope. And when we got here, there were other BB alum who were here, and I'm a fan, so I was fanning out. They're like,
Yeah.
it was very weird that they were fanning out over me. I'm like, wait, I'm just me. Like, but you are
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
so that was cool. And then we had an Airbnb, and we all were planning on staying here for just a little bit anyway, to just get the jitters out from being in the house and just spend a little time outside of the house together. And then of course Hadrick invited me. He said, you're welcome to come. And I was like, well, what about the other members of the cookout? Do you like any of them too?
Right.
So he was like, bring them through. And so he's like, I'm not even going to be here. I'll be out of town. So not Twitter talk about out of but yeah, he invited us. So yeah, we're here just for a little bit, still trying to take care of business.
You ain't kidding. I'm like, come on, give her a key. I would say, like, give this girl, you gotta give everybody a key. Topic, put them on a bill list.
Yes, not them talking about I'm Todrick's landlord. I was like, wait.
I love it. I know that has to be a good time. And also, just you being there, it was so warm, especially for Big Brother fanatics like myself and everyone watching. It was so good to see, like, Davon come over there, Mama Day.
Oh,
Because
yes.
when you want AFP and I see the cookout, the first thing I'm thinking like, oh, Mama Day would love this. In fact, you got to meet her and Bailey, and you got to meet David Alexander, who I'm a big
Yes,
fan of as well.
yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
that's like, how was those experiences for you?
It was so crazy because, you know, we watch these people on TV and they seem so far away.
Yeah.
I could not even imagine that I would ever be in the same room with Davon, or she would know my name or be watching or cheering for me. I spent a lot of time in the house going, if Davon don't like me, I'm canceled. I
Yes,
was
you're
like,
right.
it was some pressure. I was like, you know, I'm making decisions thinking about like what my mom or what my son think, but I'm like, but what does Davon
Devon,
think?
yes. What's Mama Day gonna say about this?
Yes. So, you know, meeting them, just for her to take the time out of her day to come to visit me, and not just me, but you know, we got Kylan here, Shada is here, DX is here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she wanted to get to see all of us. She was looking for X, but he X is the winner. He had some prior obligations, you know, so
Yeah.
she tried to get to see us, and it was just so great that she took the time out to acknowledge us, and that the work that she put in to get us. She walked, what is it, she walked so we could run, you know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying,
That's
and she
right.
did.
Yeah.
She allowed me to feel comfortable enough to be myself, to come in and be authentically me, because she was so real, and I was like, oh, they letting some real Black women on here,
That's
okay,
right.
all
Yeah.
right, you know. And then I love Bailey is so, I love watching her season and seeing her and Swaggy fall in love. And when I saw Swaggy, I was like, oh, they letting some real nice show, you know? I was like, oh, okay, I got an application, I got a video, let me see. I was like, oh, they going 100,
That's
100.
right.
They, okay, we can pass all the, you know, all the fakeness. I said, for sure. So
You ain't
I,
kidding.
I was like, let me submit my application.
You ain't
I was like, they
kidding.
let Swaggy
Swaggy
in,
make
I'm
you
in there.
yes, because let me say some Swaggy's unapologetically him. I
I
interviewed him
loved
and
it.
Bailey together, and
Okay.
they were awesome. I mean, they are the coolest people. And actually got a chance to keep up with them, you know, the years afterwards. So they're just so awesome. I'm glad you got a chance to see them as well.
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
get to the cookout again. It was monumental what you do. So I have to say from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all for doing that. Thank you for someone the mathematician, the beauty, the brains.
Not the mathematician. Now we know I am. I'm not gonna let you do that. You know, I ain't gonna let you put that label on me, because I was in there like 6, 7, 8. But hey, I realized my weakness.
Player.
Yes, I realized my weakness with that math, and I started getting that mental math down. But when
That's
you talk
right.
about chess, I know how to move those pieces.
Listen, you
Okay.
pulled them pieces correctly. And you
Yeah.
laid it out for everyone to understand. And, you know, as a viewer watching the live feeds, you know, I was a fan of the feeds as well, just seeing every single conversation that was happening, you know, and how you was maneuvering things. I just thought it was so masterful. I mean, my goodness,
Thank you.
I've seen people that try to keep alliances for years. I mean, we can name tons of alliances, but just the way that y'all just stuck together, of course, for a purpose.
Yeah.
And the
It
fact
was
that
not always easy, but we
it
did.
wasn't. I was going to say, I watched the live feeds and I've seen all of y'all wavering back and forth. You
Yeah.
know, are we going to stick this thing out? Which is Big Brother. Of course, you're going to
Yeah.
think that. And you don't know
Yeah.
what everyone is exactly thinking. But I think
No.
the purpose stood out. The call stood out more. And you got into the 6, and then the game was being played. And that
Oh
was
yeah.
such a beauty to see.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this too, Tiff.
Mm-hmm.
That competition with Kylie, me being a fan of yours and like legitimately
Uh-huh.
being a fan. And I
How
remember
scared were you? How nervous were you? What was you
I'm
screaming at the
screaming at
TV?
the TV like, Tiff, if you don't get off that thing right now, I'm screaming at the TV, you know, and I normally go to my mom's house to watch the show. So so I'm like, Tiffany, drop, Tiffany. Like, what was really going through your mind at that time to say, I'm going to stick on there? Did you really trust Kylan?
Okay, see, what people don't know is I could feel the energy in the house. I already knew that I was not going to make it far in the 6. They had viewed me as a threat already, because I had already won one HOH, and I had friends in the jury, and I had I had a nice social game going, and I was strategic, and I think that they had already felt that we don't want to sit next to her. So because of that, I was like, well, honestly, when we were up there, I knew it wasn't ideal for me to win it, but I was like, dang, this is actually a comp that I could win. If Ozza would have stayed up there, I really wanted to give it to Ozza. If Kylan would have fallen, then if it was between me and Ozza, I was going to fall so Ozza could have her HOH. But Ozza fell, and then it was me and Kai. And I'm not going to lie, as I'm up there and I'm spinning, I could feel some of my family, because my brother was like, girl, he told me, he was like, girl, what you doing if you don't fall?
Right.
But I was like, but my son somewhere saying, hey,
Yeah.
keep going, Ma. So I
Yeah.
wanted to win. I wanted to make history. I'm like, if I'm going to leave this game, I'm going to leave with a good resume. So let me go ahead and get my second HOH. I mean, hey, being a Black woman winning HOH, we only have had like 5 or 6. There's not been that many Black women who played the game who have even won HOH, let alone won it back to back. So I'm like, let me build my resume. Let me leave some kind of legacy here. So I did want to win it. And it's not that I didn't trust Kylan, but I also wanted to save Claire. I knew that they wanted Claire to go.
Yeah.
And you know, that was a part of me putting my personal game ahead, where I'm like, hey, I don't want Claire to leave yet. And I know that they wanted her to. So I'm a person who's like, well, I just rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Hey, my bad. Y'all didn't like that? I'm sorry. So I was like, you know, we're gonna go ahead and keep Claire. Yeah, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. Because even if, I mean, can you imagine me being like, hey, can I win this HOH? And them being like, nah. So they was going to say nah anyway, and I was going to still try to do it. Then they were going to be like, we told you no. So I just was like, I never asked. I never knew. Like, for real. Like, y'all didn't really want me to win? I mean, who wanted? Y'all was really wanting to give Kylan 3 HOHs and not 2 for me. I just, you know, when I was up there spinning, I was like, hey, Kylan, if you want to win, just, you know, beat me.
Yeah, you know, that makes sense. And just again, by watching the feeds, even a couple weeks beforehand, I knew they was kind of targeting you, you know, in the midst anyway. You know, they were trying to target you. So I understand that point of like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stand up there. So I do understand your logic in that point, you know, of that. So also, I must say, a lot of people are afraid of hard conversations, and you are not one of them. The fact that you had to tell Claire that, look, this is what it is. I know that had to have been hard. Again, I watched the feed, so I've seen everything before the edit version and how everything was and how long it was. But man, I have to commend you for just being so fearless. Like, you are a true queen. You're so fearless. You're so focused. You knew exactly what to say and how to say it, you know, for Claire to understand. You know, how was that emotionally for you?
It was tough because I actually wasn't prepared to have that conversation with Claire. I had just finished telling Kylan, or I had really just finished expressing to Kylan and Chada that I can't lie to her. Like, I can't even remember the lie story that people are trying to concoct for me to tell her. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would rather give her some form of the truth, even if it's just my truth. And so we were all, so then I'm talking to Kai and Chada, and then Claire comes in the room, and then they're like, okay, well, we're just going to go talk to X. You know, everybody got to run things past X. And I'm like, well, go run it past X then and see if he's okay with that. So anyway, when they left me in the room with Claire, I was just like, I couldn't avoid it any longer. I had stayed locked in the room for so long. I couldn't avoid it any longer. And I knew when she gave me that look like, Tiff, what are you going to do? I could not say I didn't know. It was that moment that I was like, we're just going to have this talk. And I love and respect Claire so much. She is such a phenomenal woman. She was my friend. She was my girl in the house. I knew that she would have my back. She did not deserve for me to not be honest with her. The only thing I lied about was the fact that she asked me, was I in an alliance with them? And I just to save the cookout and not expose them, because we still had Alyssa there, I said no. But I wanted her to know that I came into this house with a mission for it to be a Black winner. Hopefully it would have been myself, but at the same time, there are 5 other Black people playing this game, and it cannot be me that takes out the first one. I couldn't have that on my conscience. I never wanted to put her up. I never wanted her to go out, which was the reason why I won the HOH anyway, is because to my best, I was really trying to save her. And the fact that she just like understood immediately. Not that she probably didn't have a feeling, but she definitely understood immediately. She was like, Tiff, I'm not gonna fight you on this. She was like, we're gonna always be friends. It still touches me right now because
Yeah.
she just, she didn't have to feel that way. She could have fought me on it, and it would have been terrible because no matter how hard she would have fought me, I still would have had to make the same decision. Just would have made it that much worse. But she totally understood it, and I loved her for that. Like, she said, Tiff, you do not have to justify your morals to me. You have to do what you have to do. I just, like, we cried, we laughed, we went back to crying, we
Yep.
laughed, but to this day, Claire.
You're back. You're back.
Yeah, that was a tough conversation, but I I I never wanted to regret any decisions or the way I carried myself in that house. And so I would have not been able to have these conversations with any of you guys if I would not have been able to have the right conversation with Claire. So being honest with her about my own personal beliefs and morals of why I came into the game was much more important to me than getting her to feel that I was sending her out for some other reason, or I was putting her on the block for some other reason.
I 100% agree with that. Tiffany forever. And I think you got to feel her heart. And I respect Claire so much because she understood y'all assignment. And a lot of people didn't get it. When I look at the comments on Big Brother pages and stuff, I seen Todrick went off on a few people, and I seen like the weird reverse racism stuff, which is crazy to me. Yeah. But and seeing all that out, I'm glad that people like her got it, and Derek X got it, and everyone else understood.
They did.
Understood the mission of that, and that's what it really was, and I appreciate and love them for that, and there was a bigger reason for it. And what did you I want to know what you all thought of the exchange between Kylan and Xavier. Did you get the chance to see that?
We did. We watched it at the round table. And so when it comes on at the round table, I have no idea that any of this is about to take place. And so then when we're watching it, I'm like I'm scooting like, wait a minute, Kai, I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, what? And then first of all, y'all know it take a minute for me to get stuff. Like I almost had a massive cocktail moment when I thought that the straw was a hockey stick as I'm watching this exchange between Kai and Xavier, and he's going, and my nephew, and I'm like, who is his nephew? Is he talking about Big D? Big D is his nephew? I was so confused. I was like, what nephew? What is he talking about? And then I realized, like, oh, he's talking about X's nephew. And then I saw this look on X's face, and I saw how serious he was. And Kai is just like, yeah, you know what we talked about. I'm like, whoa. Oh, no.
You're right.
I think that I think that knowing Kai the way I do, I don't think it was meant to be malicious. I don't think that he expected it to get the reception that it did. I think he was hoping to, he was trying to have a conversation about something at the wrong time. It was just wrong place, wrong time. And I don't think that his intentions were that he was trying to upset X, because I had a chance to process the fact that I was going to get evicted. I think Colin's eviction was a little different. He was not really expecting it. And so, there were some unanswered questions, and he just chose to ask that question at that time, which was not good timing on his part, and X did not receive it well. But I think that they're brothers. I think that they fully understand that the intention was not to be malicious. It just was the wrong time for that conversation to take place. I've never really seen Kai try to intentionally insult or interrogate anyone. So I don't think that was his intention at that time, but it just was a big communication and probably the wrong place for that.
Exactly. And I must say, one of my favorite moments of you, we got to see you so much, like, you really were the season.
Hi, SB. First of all, wait a minute. Greedy Kalina SB is up in here.
Is she? Oh my God.
Yes, she is.
Shout out to Sarah Beth.
Shout out to Sarah Beth.
Shout out to Sarah Beth.
What's up,
crazy.
SB?
Yes. And she was super smart too. She knew to try to get rid of y'all, but let me
Honey,
tell you,
Sarah Beth was
y'all
smart, and y'all talking about why was you targeting Sarah Beth?
she was
Because
trying to get rid of Hannah, trying to
as
get all of y'all. Okay,
SB was like, I'm not letting
she
y'all know
knows.
what's in my head,
Yeah,
but I know what's going on. I'm
she
clocking
figured it out.
everything, and when it's time for me to come get you, I will be there. And I was like, wait a minute now. If SB ever put that radar on me, I am in the, I'm gone. So I was like, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
That is so true. One of my favorite moments of yours, we got to see you in so much light, and I really thought that you carried like the season, especially on the live feeds. It was this tip, like you was shining. Right there, Tiffany. You were seeing what's going on in the house, and also the singing groups that was going on as well.
Oh yeah. Hey, America was my best friend. I had to talk to somebody.
You
It
had
was
to
too
talk to
much
somebody.
going on.
You
Christian
were talking to
is
me.
that
I was
Christian in
in
the
the
house?
house.
Yeah. I was like, America, listen, y'all gotta send me y'all energy. And I'm telling you, America was sending it. I would be like, America, send me some energy. They trying to suck me dry in here. They draining me. Come through. I would go to sleep. I would wake up like, oh, I got something else. I was like,
Right.
America, y'all definitely be sending your girl this energy for real. And it's tippy toes. Yes, y'all right. It's tippy toes with a PP. But of course, my BB comic said tippy toes because Derek F goes in the DR and can't pronounce shit. So he got it all wrong. So of course, my BB comic says tippy toes, but that's a joke. It is tippy toes. What's up, Christian? Christian in the house talking about he needs his hair braided.
Shout
again.
out, Christian. Let me tell you something. You hooked them up because my hair is braided too. The way my mom does my hair, so it's like my hair is braided under hair.
Okay.
So yeah, I was
Speaking of braids, everybody want to know when I'm braiding mine or when I'm getting my hair redone. When I feel like it.
That's
I
right.
ain't in no hurry. Y'all
you
can
still look
lay
good.
off of me. I don't care if they raggedy as shit. If I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. What? They not about to fuck with me. I will get this hair braided when I feel like it. Fuck these braids, and I said that shit.
You ain't listen. AFP baby, that's why I love this woman. Okay, that's not the reason why. And listen, you still look good, so don't even matter. You still look good regardless.
Hey, y'all seen me at my worst, so y'all know it don't matter to me. Y'all
Come on, we seen
me looking
24
tired
hours
and sleepy. Y'all saw me all day long.
day.
I do not. So if y'all think I'm worried about this new growth, I actually like the new growth though. It's called ombre. I like the ombre look. Get with it.
And you look good. And you look good on top of that. So that's 100% there. If it was any other season of Big Brother you would have liked to been on, what season would that have been?
Oh man, I'm scared of all them players. I don't know. I would have loved to work with Dan. I probably would have wanted to be on a season with Janelle. I love Janelle.
Janelle.
Janelle is my girl.
She's
Janelle
like 4 or 5 seasons. I love Janelle.
She has. I would have loved to have been on a season with Janelle. I tell you what, if I could have been on any season, I'd like to go on All Stars last season. I would have loved to be in there with them. It was yes, because I would have been right with Janelle, Bailey, Kaser. I'm like, come through. Davon, you coming through? I would have tried to stick with them. Like, I would have not let Janelle go home.
I don't know if you would have been able to stay in the house for Christmas. That I must be on.
Dude, listen, I had to scrub my Twitter before they let me in the house. When I found out I might be on the show, I was like, let me go through my Twitter and see what I said. Boy, you have no idea. I was like,
I can imagine.
I'm going to delete this tweet. Delete this tweet.
I'm like, if you put, I can imagine when that argument happened last year, and if you was in it, I could only imagine how that would have been, because they handled it really well. I don't know if I've been handled it that well as
I'm telling you. Seriously, they did.
They handled it really, really well. But I thought that was crazy. Wait. Again, you had a lot of duos in this house. Seemed like you were really close with. You became close with Shada. You were close, of course, with Claire, aka Tiffany. Who else was like your go-to person? Because we saw like Kai. He gave you a little spoon. At one night was that a little cuddle. Here and there. Was anyone else that besides outside the cookout that you would have took along with you, that you thought you could have been in the top 2 with?
So I figured, like, me and DX were very tight. Me and Chada, me and Kai, me and Claire. It could have. I would have rolled out Chada Kai X, Chada Kai DX, Claire, Kylan, and Sarah Beth. Honestly, if my top six, if I had a final six without the cookout, that would have been my final six.
That'd be 6. Okay, that's beautiful. I love some DX too.
I love DX. Y'all know
DX is
just
with
DX. Yes.
a beautiful person. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It was cool watching him as well. But you guys got rid of him at the perfect time.
Yes, we did. We did. Christian over there talking about almost flipping him. Almost flipping that house upside down, Christian. That's why they took me out.
Yeah. And they look, shout out to Christian and Alyssa. I think they look so good together. I'll be on their pages liking their stuff. I think they look so cute when I see their stuff together. So
I mean, you guys, they put a house full of beautiful people
together.
It was a house full of beautiful people. I walked in the door like, oh my God, how are we going to kick each other out? They were smart, intelligent, competitive, fun. I mean, loving. It was a great cast.
Yeah, I'm glad. I like this class because I can say I like all of y'all. A lot of casts I can't say that. I can be like, I actually like them all. Like I can see them all. You know, I met Derek X because I'm from Philly. He's from Philly. I met Derek X recently. He's like a teddy bear.
Derek F.
Excuse me, Derek F. Big D.
Okay.
Yeah, Derek F. Big D. So I got to chance to meet him, and it was cool. He was like a teddy bear. It's really nice. It was cool to meet him for the very first time. Can't wait to get him on here as well. But I think everyone who I'm meeting so far is like excellent, and this cast and this season was great. But let me tell you something. AFP. I have never voted so hard for AFPs in my life. You don't understand how hard I was trying. I think everyone that was trying to get to, we knew it was going to be between you or DX. Like everyone outside was going to be between you two. And my goodness, I mean, I'm just voting relentlessly for you.
Thank you.
I have the phone records to prove it. It was a joy to see that and to see your reaction to it. Like, I'm so thankful everyone else voted for you as well.
I love it. I mean, you have no idea how you're being received when you're in the house. I knew everybody loved DX. I love DX. I cried so hard. I don't even know if y'all saw that. I was trying to have a conversation with him on his way out the door. And me and him both like, I love. We had the ugly crying faces, and I mean, I definitely knew that DX was very loved. Coming out and just seeing the overwhelming support on social media platforms, I just was like, wow. I thank America for that, and I also had to thank Kai because I don't know if he wouldn't have kicked me out at 6, and you guys may not have felt like you needed vindication for me. So America was like, nah, we got to get some vindication. So I was like, Kai, it's all good. I mean, winning the 750 is great, but the love that I got for being America's favorite player is unexplainable, and I just really appreciate that. That's why I try to on all my social media platforms. I try to reach out to people. I comment back. I am actually reading these comments that I'm liking, except for the ones that I don't mean to like. Don't talk about those. They're like, look, she liked this shit about what we said about DF. I didn't mean to like that, but I do. I try to follow people back. I'm very active with my fans. It's so weird to even say I have fans. Like, I am a regular person, but I understand that there are people out there who follow me and who love me and have showed me support, and I really do love you guys back because I am a different breed. So if you relate to me and you love me and you understand me, I love you back.
Yes, 100%. Like I say, you remind me of my cousins and my family. Like, I'm like, this is somebody who I know. I don't know her, but I know her. Like I know her. I'm going to support her. I'm going to rock with Tiffany till the wheels fall off. Like, I'm going to argue at the television like over and over again because you're so relatable. I'm so glad everyone else, felt the same way. I think you're a star too. I can see you in movies. I can see you in different stuff coming up.
Okay, because remember when I was crying in Oz's arms?
Oh, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
I forgot about it until I saw it, but me and Ozzy had a whole little plan. I'm like, girl, they come in here, I'm crying about my son, okay?
Alyssa was like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Go
get your shirt, girl. Go get your shirt. Go get your shirt so we get back to talking.
Oh, my gosh. Tiffany, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for
Thank
coming
you for
on
having
this.
me.
You're the very first one from this season that came on. Hopefully, I'll have others that come on here as well. We reached out to everyone, so hopefully everyone responds. But I can tell you, you are a beauty. You are the mastermind, the queen that we all love. You carried this season 150%. America loves you. We
I
love
love
you.
America. I
We're
love
gonna roll the
America.
red
I love this
carpet out if you come
game.
to Philly. Let me tell you, we rolling the
I
red
don't know.
carpet
I'm
out.
scared to come to Philly because I don't know. DF might got some fans. You know, it
It's so
depends on
funny.
what side
I'm
of
in
Philly.
Philly. DF definitely got some fans in Philly, but we Tiffany fans too. Cause like I'm a Tiffany
Okay.
fan. I'm from here, and I voted for
Okay.
you. So this
Okay.
FYI. So you
Thank
definitely
you.
have some fans and likes are everywhere. I
Okay.
can tell you that. But this is
Okay.
Tiffany's town too. I can tell you that.
All right. Cool. As
But it's
long
a
as I'm
pleasure.
welcome, I don't have to bring my security.
That's not now you. We good. Thank you for doing this. And can you say hi to Rose? From she's from Detroit as well, but she lives in Dallas. So you say hi to
Hi,
Rose. She loves you.
Rose. Hi, Rose. I do see the comments. I'm reading them. I'm multitasking. I see you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate all of the love. Thank you for voting for me. I could not be America's favorite player without you guys. Thanks for watching Big Brother. I truly love that game. I am such a super fan. And I'll tell you, I never entered the house knowing that I was going to play the game that I played. It was just right place, right time. What is for you is for you. And I will say this to anyone, go for your dream, no matter how big or small it is. If there's something out there that you aspire to do, just put a plan together. I am a planner. I believe in having a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so that's how I came up with the master plan. I couldn't even figure out how to get us any further without a plan. Put a plan together and then take some steps and push forward. You can do anything your mind to. The winner is inside of you. You have everything inside of you to win. So just believe in yourself. Always encourage yourself. Never talk down to yourself. Don't call yourself names. Build yourself up. The mind is, you are who you think you are. So tell yourself positive things. I saw Alyssa had a fingernail polish in the Big Brother house that I liked. And I was like, oh, I got to see what color this is. It's called Eternal Optimist. And I was like, damn, that's me. I'm so optimistic all the time. I manifest things because I believe in myself and I speak those things into existence. So be the eternal optimist and speak things into existence and just, ignore the negativity. There'll always be negativity, but push past that and take your negative experiences and find the positive in them and just know that everything happens for a reason. When it's your time, it will happen.
I think we all need to hear that. And on that note, Tiff, thank you so much. You're a friend here at the Pop Smash. Anytime we are here for you. Love you.
I appreciate it.
Thank
you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Bye. Save this live.
Yes, I will. I'm going to save it right now.
Okay. Bye.
That was the gorgeous Tiff.